Have you ever felt like being a good person, staying true to your values, and living with integrity gets you nowhere? Like, no matter how hard you work or how honest you are, the world always seems to reward those who lie, manipulate, and control. Stay with me, because today you'll learn exactly why society rewards deception and punishes honesty. And at the end of this video, you'll learn why, to truly get ahead, you might actually have to let go of some of your most cherished ideals. The truth is, we all want to get ahead in life. We want to succeed, to thrive, to make a name for ourselves. And for a lot of us, that means we believe the path to success lies in being truthful, being authentic, and staying true to who we are. But here's the brutal truth. In society, honesty doesn't get you ahead. It makes you a target. In a world where manipulation, control, and deceit are often rewarded, good people can feel like they're falling behind. It's a hard pill to swallow, but it's one you must face. If you've ever looked at someone who seems to get everything they want, despite their lack of authenticity, their dishonesty, their manipulation, you might be wondering, why is life so unfair? Why does it seem like only the selfish, the manipulative, and the controlling people succeed? This isn't just a coincidence. It's something that's based in the very fabric of how society is structured. This is because the world doesn't just tolerate lies, it rewards them. The more you can deceive, control, and manipulate, the further you get ahead. In fact, in some of the most powerful systems in our society, lying is almost essential for success. Machiavelli, one of the most renowned philosophers, knew this, and in his great work, The Prince, he made it clear. In the pursuit of power, appearances are far more important than the truth. He argued that a ruler who is able to deceive and control the narrative will always have an advantage over those who cling to honesty. Machiavelli didn't just believe that lying was a strategy. He saw it as a necessity for anyone who wanted to wield power. In politics, business, and even relationships, the most successful people are often the ones who can spin a narrative, manipulate others, and protect their own interests at any cost. Honesty? Honesty doesn't get you ahead. It's a liability. The more you stand by the truth, the more you risk alienating others and losing opportunities. So what happens when you're not willing to play that game? What happens when you refuse to compromise your values for success? You get overlooked. You get dismissed. You get trampled on by those who understand how to manipulate the system. And before you know it, you start to wonder if it's even worth being a good person at all. Think about the world of corporate business for a moment. Success in this realm isn't just about what you know. It's about who you know, and more importantly, how well you can control and manipulate the narrative to fit your agenda. When a CEO or a powerful leader speaks, they don't just tell the truth. They craft a story that appeals to emotions, a story that keeps people invested in the illusion of progress, even when the truth might be inconvenient or uncomfortable. This manipulation of truth is everywhere. In marketing, in the media, in politics. The truth doesn't drive the narrative. What drives it is the ability to create an illusion that others will follow. And that's the currency of success in our world. Deception, not honesty, fuels advancement. But here's the real kicker. Society loves to pretend it's all about merit. We love to say, hard work pays off. If you do the right thing, good things will come your way. But if that were really true, wouldn't the most honest, hard-working people be the most successful? Instead, we watch people with questionable ethics rise to the top. We watch evil oligarchs trample the masses. And we watch politicians ignore countries' best interests. The most successful aren't always the most virtuous. They're the best at playing the game. They're the ones who can bend the truth just enough to make themselves look good without ever truly breaking it. So here you are, doing everything right, staying honest, staying true to your values, and you're left behind, watching others thrive while you struggle. The system is rigged. It rewards those who can deceive, control, and manipulate. But maybe, just maybe, there's another way of looking at this. Because if you look deeper, if you take a minute to stop and reflect, you'll realize something more profound. The chances are, if you've been nodding along thinking, yes, this is exactly how I feel, you might be missing a critical point. In fact, maybe you've been looking at this all wrong. I want you to think for a moment. What if the reason society works this way isn't because it's unfair or broken? What if the reason society rewards lies and manipulation is because, deep down, every one of us is selfish in some way? What if everyone, from the most powerful leader to the quietest person in the room, is capable of deceit, manipulation, and self-interest? The truth is, we all play the game of life by bending the truth, even if we pretend we don't realize it. The reason honesty isn't rewarded is because it threatens the balance of our natural self-interest. We live in a world where survival, success, and influence are often about controlling the narrative, and we all have a part in it, whether we like it or not. But here's the most important thing I need you to understand. The point of honesty isn't to get ahead. You shouldn't be honest because you'll be rewarded. This is just another twisted manipulation. The point of honesty is to live by your values, values that are important to you, regardless of whether the world rewards you for it or not. This is the first shift you must make. When you stop seeing honesty as a means to an end, and instead see it as a way to stay aligned with your deepest values, something remarkable happens. You stop caring about the rewards the world offers for lying. You stop measuring your worth based on how much you can manipulate the system, and instead, you start measuring it by how true you can stay to yourself. What's more, the reward that these manipulative people get, the success they earn, isn't actually what they thought it would be. It's a mirage. These people are chasing something they believe will bring them fulfillment, but instead, they get caught in a cycle of emptiness. Once they've achieved what they thought was the peak of success, it never satisfies that insatiable need for more. It doesn't feel like they imagined, like a rat on a cocaine binge. They constantly chase a high that never lasts, and ultimately becomes destructive. This is where the soul-destroying nature of manipulation reveals itself. They've climbed the ladder of lies, but instead of feeling fulfilled, they experience a profound emptiness. They're caught in the hedonic treadmill, constantly needing more, constantly needing to tell greater lies and bigger manipulations to maintain the illusion of success. And the worst part, the deeper they go, the more hollow the success becomes. The very thing they were chasing, prestige, power, respect, becomes their terrifying prison. In the end, maybe lies and dishonesty are punished after all. They're punished with the most soul-destroying thing a manipulator can ever receive: empty success. The truth is, success built on deception never brings lasting fulfillment. So while they may seem to win in the short term, their superficial rewards make them miss what's truly important. Here's where things get really interesting though. This mindset shift doesn't mean you'll stop facing challenges or opposition. It doesn't mean the world will suddenly reward your honesty. But what it does mean is that you will find peace. Peace in knowing that you are living authentically, regardless of how society chooses to reward or punish you. You'll stop looking at others with resentment, because you'll understand that their success doesn't define your own value. The world may reward the liars, but that's their path, not yours. What truly matters is that you align with your own truth, with your own values. And when you do that, the reward isn't external, it's internal. You'll be at peace with yourself, and that peace will allow you to make decisions based on what you believe, not based on how much others will benefit from your manipulation. Everyone has the right to live by their own values, but just because society rewards manipulation doesn't mean you have to partake in it. You can choose your own path, live by your own rules, and still create a life that is meaningful to you. The truth will not always get you ahead, but it will get you peace. And if that peace is what you seek, then living honestly by your own values becomes your truest path to success. Now ask yourself, what kind of success do you really want? The kind the world rewards, or the kind you can live with?